In the last video we saw how tags and categories work. Now in this video we are going to see how to create quite big changes to motion clips and how to then close this editing mode section. Okay, so let's talk about how we can work with the right side of the viewport. Okay, so where we have these controls of the bones of the skeleton. Okay, first of all, if you rotate this character here, you can see that this control changes. There are lots of controls, so they cannot be shown at the same time, all of them. So for this reason, we have these two ways of working. Okay, we have this. From this point of view, we can work with the white ones, and from this point of view, with the yellow ones. Now, as you can see here, we have the two viewports connected, synchronized. So I will break this. I will be working on this freely while this is animating. At the moment it's stopped, so I will start animating. Okay, this is actually the best time to do this, because we will make changes here and we will see them updating in real time on the left side. So let's start with this. First of all, selection between library actors and library motion clip. I have selected the global actor in the library actors and the custom motion clip I've created in previous videos. Okay, so what I want to do with this motion clip is to create a specific running style. Okay, I already have assigned the locomotion run category to this motion clip, so it will be one of those motion clips used when the locomotion run category will be assigned. Okay, fine. First of all, with this motion clip selected, we have this clip information panel. So we can here change the name of the motion clip, change the description, something you already know from the actor information panel. This is exactly the same, as are the same these two buttons here, to create a snapshot, for creating the thumbnail preview here in the library motion clip, or load a custom image. But this is not what we are going to learn in this video. Okay, so what I'm going to do in this video is to try to create a sort of a running animation, or motion clip if you prefer, for a fat man. Okay, so someone who has a torso and pelvis a bit more, the hips a bit more wider than the usual. Okay, so a fat person usually will have more problems when running. So I want to convey this with the animation. Okay, so what I will start to do is to try to open a bit the arms, okay, to let more space between the arm and the torso. Okay, so what I will do is very simple. Here on the right, I will left click on this control, okay, left click and drag horizontally, and as you can see, the arm will open. Okay, so release it, and as you can see here, the animation updates. Very nice. Okay, very nice indeed. Now, what I would like to do at the moment, at least at the beginning, is not to have to do this thing twice. Okay, so first here and then click here and do the same thing there. Well, it's not very much of a problem, this 2 clicks, but what I'm going to show you is the following thing. First of all, I want to go back to the original pose. So how can I do this? Well, I can do this by using this button here, the first one at the top of this right toolbar here, which by left clicking, set it back to the rest pose. Okay, well, the original pose of this motion clip. Okay, so, and what I want to do is to activate now the symmetry. As I told you, the idea is to work at the beginning with the symmetry and then break the symmetry and create variations, differences. Okay, but at the moment we are at the beginning, so we are working with symmetry. So left click here, and as you can see, the both arms are updating. So I do something like this, and here we have. Okay, remember always to have a look at the animation from several point of views. This is the reason why the two viewports are not synchronized at the moment, because it's very important. This animation works from all point of views, most of it. Okay, so this is something. That one thing I want to do is to save. Okay, that's important. And another thing I want to work with is with the head. Okay, I want to convey a bit of a person who is trying hard to run. So I will just rotate, orbit here the character to have these yellow controls appearing. Okay, and I will use now these two controls. The next one, so left click and drag. Okay, something like this, and also this one here. Okay, so this person is trying hard to run. This is the idea. Okay, so okay, then I will save it again. Very important now to save. I will show you why in a moment. And now what we are going to do is try to make this character bend a bit more the legs. Okay, the idea is you weight very much, so the gravity is pushing you to the ground, and then you are tired of running. So what I will do is to work on the hips control, which is the center of mass of our skeleton, is the origin in this case. So we can left click and drag down. As you can see, the feet are going below the ground, the floor, as you prefer, and I will release it. As you can see here, a bit more the legs are bended. Okay, so this is the idea. And what we could do is just to open a bit the legs, something like this. Okay, or even something more. Okay, as this person is very, very tired. Okay, this is the idea. As you can see, the style of the running is has changed a bit. Okay, the point is that I'm not quite convinced of the last two changes. At least I'm not convinced of the hips. Okay, I want to go back to where it was before. So I could left click and drag it upward, or I could use another option, which is this one. This is a button. Sorry, I will. Okay, this button is the one right below the one that goes to the original pose, and this pose, this button here, let us go back to the last saved version, which is very, very interesting. Okay, and very important for this reason to save. Okay, so left click on this, and as you can see, I haven't lost the work done on the arms and the head. Yes, I've lost part of the work done on the legs, but it's very simple. Okay, I just open again the legs, and that's it. Okay, very, very simple. And we could also do something like this. Well, if for some reason you have clicked here, okay, so you lost everything. Very simple. We left click again on this button here, and we go back at least to the work done on arms and head. Okay, because it's loading the last saved version. Okay, so I will do again something like this, and very useful to work with symmetry. But at the moment, what I want to do is to break this symmetry. So I will disable this button and try to do something different. Okay, I want to just bend a bit this forearm, okay, and go to the other one, okay, and bend it a bit more. Something like this. Okay, so to create a sort of asymmetrical way. Then what I'm going to do is try to to do something like this. Okay, like a person really he's resisting. Okay, so I'm exaggerating something. Okay, some things here, but the idea is that you understand how powerful this editor is. Okay, so I will try to will compensate a bit with this. Okay, so I think we are quite fine. What we could do is just to open a bit this to make it more asymmetrical. Okay, and that's it. Now we save it. Okay, left click on save. Very important. Now, as you can see here, there are two more buttons, and these are very, very good because they let us copy the pose and paste it on top of other motion clips. So let's say that we want to create a duplicate of this motion clip. We can do this and start exactly from the same place, or we are working on this motion clip, we already have a duplicated one, and we want to change that one with a specific pose we are working with in the one we are working now. So these are very, very powerful. Okay, so this way we can create a specific motion clip with this style of animation, and we could of course create different tags to make this animation, this motion clip, work only with fat characters. So we could create a tag, let's say fat, and assign to certain characters we want to use this animation. Okay, so this is very, very nice. And as you can see, we have just reused something we already had. Now, what I can do is to work globally. Okay, so instead of working on just one motion clip, I can change the basic structure of a skeleton of a specific character. So what I will do is just to change the selection in the library actors. I will select this guy here, and as you can see here, this guy is running using the animation we have created. Sorry, I will use the woman. Okay, so here I will create a duplicate of her animation. Well, actually not. I will use this. Okay, so this is. Now, what we can do is, at the moment, we have to select in the system section in the library motion clip the rest pose. Okay, and what we are going to do now is to change the structure of this skeleton here, which is not a skeleton specific for a motion clip, but is generic regarding the whole character. So we could, for example, say we want to open her legs a bit. Okay, something like this. I will activate the symmetry, open the arms. Okay, change, doing something like this. Okay, so let's try to do something a bit more exaggerated so you can see this. So what happens now is that this new structure is applied to all the motion clips. Okay, because we have changed the basic structure, in this case the orientation of the bones of the skeleton of this character. Okay, so I will save it, left click, and now if I select the running, as you can see, the motion clip is adapting. Okay, so let's say something like this. Same thing goes here, same thing goes here, and here. Okay, now one important thing is to consider that not always the changes we create will generate good results. Okay, this depends on each model and each animation. But however, it's important for you to know how to do this globally, this way, or more specific, working on certain motion clips. Okay. Now the last thing I want to show you is let's select here the rest pose. Okay, and no, sorry. Let's select this guy here. Okay, in the library actors, and here this motion clip. Okay, and sorry, want to select this one. Okay, so we need to have in the library actors the global actor selected and then the motion clip here. Why is that? Because I want to activate the motion clip panel. Okay, the one called Advanced Loop and Cycle Editor. Now I will stop this animation at the moment. Well, no, I will keep it running. Now, this is a bit more technical, okay? This is usually something I don't touch quite often, and especially I don't use anything of this when working with Anima characters and motion clips, okay? So, first of all, here we have the curve graph of the animation, okay? And as you can see here, we have these vertical bars which define where the animation loop starts and ends. Okay, and then we have these 4 options. Okay, the last one is disabled at the moment. It let us define what loop type of animation is. For motion clips coming from Anima, this will be always disabled. Okay, Now, the first option is the loop detection threshold, and it's represented here in the graph by this horizontal rectangle here. What this rectangle defines, and also this loop detection threshold value defines, where in the animation loop the feet are touching the ground. Now, this is very important for Anima because Anima, when moves the character on the ground, on uneven surfaces, when goes up and down the stairs, controls the feet position, vertical position. Okay, so where the feet are touching the ground, the surface. So we need to tell Anima where in the animation have to take control of these feet. So with this loop detection threshold, this slider, we can change. In this case, we are going to make it bigger. And as you can see, what we are saying that during this this range of the animation curve, the feet are on the ground. So Anima takes control. And so we create some problems, okay? So this is usually something we have to be a bit careful with Anima motion clips. I suggest you not to do anything of this, okay? But with our other animations, you will probably have to try a bit some values. As you can see, this slider is a step slider. However, we can change values here. Okay, so I can set it, for example, to 25 here, okay, and have a bit of a difference. Okay, so no problem at all. I will set it back to the original value, so I know it will work fine. Then we have the precision threshold. Now, this is the precision that is being used by Anima when reading the information coming from the motion clip or animation. Now, let's say, for example, that we are working with motion capture data. Motion capture data usually is quite noisy when captured, okay? So we could use this precision threshold to smooth the curve of that animation. Let's try and see what happens here, okay? Let's try to lower it to 9. 10 is the maximum, which is what is working perfectly with the Anima animations, okay? If I release, as you can see, appears a new curve, an orange curve, as you can see, smoother than the original one. But as you can see, since this animation had no problem at all of noise, or it works just fine as it is, if we low the precision, then issues comes, okay? So this is not something we have to do every time. Usually, as I told you, with Anima motion clips, it's not necessary. And then we have the clip type. The clip type tells Anima when, in which context, has to use this motion clip. And there are two main contexts: standing and walking, and sitting. Okay? So this is quite easy to understand. So as you've seen, here we have closed the editing mode section of this course, and as you can see, this editor is very, very powerful. It let us create changes, modifications, create differences and variations without having to go back to the 3D program we have used to create the animations, so we can keep working in Anima very fast and very easy. Okay, so for this video we stop here. See you soon in the next ones.